What's up, Warriors fans, and welcome back to Warriors Latest. As always, I am your host, Max Arizin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoy the show today, as I do post new Warriors videos daily. Now, after the game for the Blazers and the Warriors, I gotta say, I am pretty hyped up. And it's not just because they made that comeback win to beat a team that they should have blown out. It's more the fact that who initiated the comeback. Like, the Warriors, they were down the worst 21 in this game, and I'm not gonna lie, I turned it on and it looked like the game was over. I was a little annoyed because I was watching the Yankees earlier. They lost, and then the Warriors, they're down 15, 20, and then 21. I'm like, I'm going 0 for 2 with these losses. And then all of a sudden, they take Steph out, they take Draymond out, they take Jimmy out, they take Al Horford out, and slowly but surely, the bench squad, led by Pat Spencer and Quentin Post, are the guys who help lead the comeback. I saw great plays by Moody. I saw great plays by Pods. I saw great all-around play from ball movement to grabbing rebounds to getting those cuts to getting to the basket for an easy layup. Seeing guys that were driving to the lane, seeing guys who were open for a great shot, and everything worked for the bench. And this is what you don't expect from your bench. You don't expect in a preseason game, all right, we're down 21. Let's just let these guys get a little bit of playing time. You don't expect them to come back and win this game. Like, they were down 21. Spencer goes in. It's Spencer, Pods, Post. Who else? Moody a little bit. I believe he was playing the 4. And then Kuminga for a little bit. But let's be honest, Kuminga wasn't the most effective tonight, and it was a little disappointing. But the man who led the way was the man who needed to make those strides, and that was Quentin Post. And with Post, it was it. I mean, you can't ask for it. I believe he was like 7 for 14 from the field, 4 for 9 from 3, which is exactly what the Warriors need when they need that stretch big. The only issue is, yes, he played 25 minutes, which is solid, scored those 20 points, but the issue really for me is not with his points and his shooting, which is great because like I said before, having a lineup of Steph, Jimmy, Draymond, Al Horford, and then Quentin Post is really going to open up the lane for both Draymond as well as Jimmy to attack the basket and getting that easy too. But I still see Draymond as more of a facilitator, giving it to guys on the wing or just finding guys who are open, like finding Al Horford for a 3, finding Quentin Post for a 3, finding Steph for a 3, finding Jimmy for a quick cut to the basket for an easy 2 and 1. But with Quentin Post, he did great. It's just the rebounds. And he did great against both Hanson Yang, which I learned is his actual name. Remember when Yao Ming was playing, he had Yao on the back because that's his family name. His actual first name was Ming. So Hanson Yang's first name is actually Hanson. Yang is the family name. So we've learned something in the last 23 years. The more you know. But anyway, he did very well against Hanson Yang, who ended up fouling out, as well as Donovan Klingon, who really wasn't as effective as I anticipated him to be. But the problem is that 4 rebounds that Quentin Post got. When you have a guy like Denny, I want to say Ajevi, but I'm pretty sure I'm not saying that right. But when you have him getting 8 rebounds, twice as many as Quentin Post is getting, and he's a small forward. And there were other guys like Shaden Sharp grabbing those rebounds too. When you have those guys grabbing those rebounds, that is going to be a problem. So moving forward, I like what Quentin Post did tonight, but I need to see him more active on the boards. He looked a little bit, again, like a deer in headlights, and that's just problematic. We need Quentin to be a big presence in the post. Yes, scoring the basket, stretching the floor, but grabbing those rebounds as well. In the playoffs, he's going to go up against Rudy Gobert. He's going to go up against Anthony Davis, Isaiah Hartenstein, Joker. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about DeAndre Ayton because he didn't fit in too well with the Lakers so far. But still, that's another big guy, and he can't be that deer in headlights. He has to be aggressive and grab those rebounds. Al Horford can only help him so much playing the 4 or playing his backup at the 5. So he needs to just get more aggressive. I don't know how it's going to happen, but find ways to grab those rebounds. Because you grab the rebounds and you say score 15 points. I want it 15 and 7. Boom, we're in business. Or even 16 and 10 like Ivan Zubac did last year without anybody noticing, which I was shocked to find out. So we need a Ivan Zubac type year out of Quentin Post, and it's just going to be great for championship aspirations. Now we know the Warriors have their work cut out for them in regards to winning or making the title and then winning a championship. But the problem really lies on guys that talk a big game but can't walk it. Now, just the other day, we heard pods saying, oh, when Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy retire, I want them to pass the torch to me. And I was just like, wait, what? Did he really say that? Are we sure he actually said that? I looked into it, and yeah, he really said that. All I can really say to that is, Pods, you're young, you got potential, but you're nowhere close to being that guy come 2027. Unless you make the All-Star team this year and next year, and maybe even win the All-Star Game MVP, sorry, buddy, you're not that guy. I like you, you're a great player, but you have a long road ahead of you before you could say, all right, Steph, pass me the torch. That is just a different level. And really the Warriors, it shouldn't be a passing of the torch. It should be a full reset after 27, as I've talked about it multiple times. Because, you know what? You have all that cap space, especially in 27, you let everybody walk. You could just start rebuilding on the fly while also trying to chase that 10th seed. You have a great coach in Steve Kerr, and you're going to get a bunch of guys who are just going to, say, you just sign them to, 1 or 2 year deals and get them, or get young guys. They're going to be immediately bought in because they have no choice but to be bought in. Or next thing you know, they're in the NBL, the CBA, or the worst parts of the Euro leagues. And honestly, from the players I've talked to that have played over there, it's much better being in the NBA or even the G League than being in Europe sometimes. So you just don't want to end up over there. Yes, you can make some more money, but you don't know how frequent those payments are going to be in that contract. So I'm not with it. But when you're JK and Pods, Kuminga only had 3 points in 18 minutes. Yeah, he had 5 boards, a few assists. But if you're trying to prove to people that you're worth a big contract, and mind you, this is preseason, so I understand, but if you're going to prove that you're worth more than your contract says, you have to go off on teams that are not making the playoffs, like the Trailblazers. I don't care if it's preseason. You should put on a show for management. That is your primary goal. And with Pods, you can't be saying stuff like that and then have this bad of an outing in 18 minutes. If you were that guy, you'd have 18 points in those 8 minutes, 5 assists, and maybe 4 or 5 rebounds. That's what that guy does who takes over for Steph. You did not, and even though it's a preseason, I need to see more. I need to see some improvement, not just more of the same from last season. And if you don't give me that more from last season, I know management feels the same way. Yeah, you're on the short porch to the way out. So it is what it is, but you know what? Those guys talk a big game, but they're not walking it. Now, bottom line with everything that happened in that game is the fact that the momentum is still infecting this team. And the momentum I'm talking about is that momentum from when Jimmy was acquired last season. We saw that game on Sunday versus Lakers, great win, and we saw this win versus the Blazers coming back from 21 points to win in the fourth quarter. Now, that's just not momentum in the starting lineup. That's momentum off the bench. And you want guys coming off your bench to have that level of momentum because it's like the saying goes, next man up. We need you to go. We need you to be that spark off the bench. And if that spark is that big, it bodes very well for the Warriors in their future. And again, it is a preseason, but a comeback win is a comeback win, and it's a great way to build momentum and get guys in the right mindset going into the beginning of the season, going into trying to set that amazing start of hopefully 15-5. And for this team that has their work cut out for them, that's what's most important. Now, that's all we have today for Warriors Latest. As always, if you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you have any comments regarding the Warriors' comeback and how it could have been done better or who could have been playing better in regards to that comeback, feel free to comment below, as I do love your ideas. And as always, go Dubs.